My cherry peppers have come in overabundance as usual. Let's make some prosciutto and provolone stuffed cherry peppers. About 2 days before I'm going to stuff these, I completely submerge them in vinegar. What this does is, as it sits, it helps the peppers to soften, which makes it that much easier to core them, helps prevent breakage, because if the peppers are stiff, they tend to crack easily. To do this, you want to make sure that the peppers are submerged. Use weights, plates, whatever you have to keep them submerged. Cover them with a towel and let them sit at room temperature for 48 hours or so. And you can see after 48 hours, they kind of change in color, lose their vibrancy a bit. So here I'm just going to core them out. I cut the stem out, use a spoon to remove as much of the seeds and ribs as you can. And then you're left with a nice little void for stuffing. Thing is with cherry peppers, it's like Russian roulette with them. I've had some super spicy and some really mild. For our stuffing, we have sharp provolone that I'm going to cut into a little bit, about 1/2 inch cubes or so. All the peppers are a little different size, and each slice of prosciutto I cut into 1/3. Fold it over and seam side down stuff into the cherry pepper. Once I get them all stuffed, I pack them in filling side out. I find this, you can fit much more in there this way, and it just looks pretty presentation-wise. Once we get these all filled, let's talk about our brine. So you can do this completely in olive oil. That can get a bit pricey, or a vinegar brine. I like to do 1/2 and 1/2. So here I have 3 cups of vinegar, just regular white wine vinegar, 3 cups of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to season that with some Italian herbs and seasonings, about 1.5 tablespoons. And for this amount, I ended up doing 4 teaspoons of salt. I kind of do this part to taste. Whisk really well. We want to try and emulsify that. Once we get that emulsified, we're going to pour into our jars to cover the peppers. When you do this, you want to use a chopstick or a skewer to kind of finagle down in there to remove any air bubbles, and it'll settle the brine, and that way you can pour more on top to make sure they're submerged. Cover them with a lid, give it a shake, and you have an absolutely delicious appetizer or addition to your antipasti platter. Store these in the fridge. If you can be patient enough, give them at least 4 days to kind of marinate and do your thing, and they will last in the fridge about up to a month safely. When my next batch of cherry peppers come in, I plan to show you how to pickle them whole, so that way that they're shelf stable and you can just pull them from the shelf and make these stuffed peppers just in small batches when you can. I hope you learned something today, and as always, thank you for watching.